the stands. That ball is gone. A game-winning home run. Can you believe it? This is what you came in for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benjamin Moore, Benny's Beverage Depot, Hefty Trash Bags, Sigler Subaru of Kenosha, Bosch Power Tools, James Hardy Building Products, Sloan, Stella Blue Coffee, Traffic Tech, Wintrust Community Banks, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field, Arturo Tires, and by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's game one of a three-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Detroit Tigers. Good evening, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It's a coolish Tuesday summer night at Wrigley. Just a hint of autumn in the air. The starting pitchers tonight, right-handers Javier Assad going for the Cubs and Alex Faedo starting for Detroit. Just a moment or two ago, Ron, I'm going to bring you in right away because we both enjoyed some of the video, a beautiful video tribute to Javier Baez, who is, of course, a Detroit Tiger these days. He's batting ninth and playing shortstop, but it brought back a lot of great memories watching some of those films.
Dynamic, right? It's great for Javi to be back here in Chicago, here at Wrigley Field, but he was part of one of the best teams you would see play in Big League Baseball, and he was a key figure and one of the most dynamic big game players you will see in that period of time, and it was great. Fans love to see him back here in town.
He had a home run in Game 7 of the World Series, speaking of big plays in big games. We'll talk more about Javi. Right now, let's get right to the starting lineups for tonight's game, sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois through it all. Cubs and Tigers. They both have identical records of 61 and 64. Here are the starting nines for the Tigers. Parker Meadows leads off in center. Riley Green, an all-star, in left. Matt Vierling in right field. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Kerry Carpenter. Colt Keith at second base. Spencer Torkelson batting sixth and playing first base. Jace Young over at the hot corner batting seventh. Dylan Dingler doing the catching and batting ninth. The aforementioned Javier Baez, and he'll play shortstop. We'll be back with the Cubs lineup in a moment. The Cubs take the field. Baseball right around the corner. Cubs and Tigers right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's sound of summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
It's the biggest sale of the year at Six Flags Great America. Save up to 70% on daily tickets, season passes, and more. Plus, coming in 2025, Wrath of Rakshasa, a massive record-breaking dive coaster. Visit sixflags.com to buy now. Restrictions apply.
Oh, hey, can we have your attention for about 25 seconds? Thanks. In a media landscape of declining TV viewership, distracting billboards, and endless pop-ups, how about getting your message right to the ears of your consumer? We are Odyssey, and we are a company full of audio fanatics. We make podcasts, radio, and we know about sports. And we can get the attention of any listener, from a broad nationwide audience all the way to the consumer who responds to whistling. Advertise with Odyssey. To learn more, go to ads.odyssey.com.
Dan Bernstein and Lawrence Holmes, middays 10 a.m. till 2.
Bears rookie wide receiver Roma Dunze on Caleb Williams.
When we're actually in the game, it's just a few talking points. Caleb tells you, hey, take it, this angle, take it that angle. But Caleb already has a lot going on, back there in the backfield. So we let him do his thing, and he knows how to get the ball to us. So we just stay ready at all times.
Dan Bernstein and Lawrence Holmes, 10 a.m. till 2 on Chicago Sports Radio, 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Here's the way the Cubs line up under manager Craig Counsell. It'll be Ian Happ in left, Michael Busch at first base, Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter tonight. He'll bat third. Cody Bellinger in right field. At third base, Isak Paredes. Paredes batting fifth. Nico Horner at second base. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Pete Crow Armstrong batting eighth in center. And Miguel Amaya doing the catching for the Chicago Cubs. We are ready for baseball. We thank you for joining us. As the lights are on, a little breezy, a little cool, not a bad night. First pitch of the game by Assad is in there for a strike. And away we go. Parker Meadows hitting 208. Game time temperature, we'll get that in a moment. Feels like it's about 62 degrees. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball missing down low. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. The 1-1 is outside. And Ron, if you would be so kind as to tell us what's on your mind regarding your thoughts of Javier Assad working against these Tigers tonight.
Well, I think the important part is getting back to being a strike thrower. That pitch in there for a strike, little two-seamer inside. In his last three outings, he has not gone past the fifth inning. So, and it's all been pitch count has been the reason. So it's just been the pitch count has gotten high as that pitch is down. Today, see if he can be more on the attack with that two-seamer and throw more strikes, and that will help him get deeper into a ballgame.
He is 3-2 to the leadoff hitter, Parker Meadows. Here's the pitch. Lifted to left, slicing foul and out of play. The umpires tonight, DJ Rayburn calling balls and strikes. Charlie Ramos at first. John Libka, the second base arbiter, and Rob Drake, the crew chief, at third. Another foul left side down the line, dropping out of play. The announcement of the umpire sponsored by Suits 2020 in Niles, the largest selection of wedding outfits for grooms and groomsmen. That was just in Suits 2020. What a great store. You will love the assortment of shirts and trousers and sports coats, shoes, all kinds of great stuff. 3-2 pitch is taken high, ball four. You were just talking about his control difficulties, forcing him to leave games earlier. He worked 4 2/3 against the Guardians his last time out. Just 4 innings against Minnesota on August 7 and 4 innings against the Cardinals on August the 2nd. And here is Riley Green taking a strike.
Well, and that at bat, he made some really good pitches. Was unable to get either Meadows to put the ball in play or punch him out. And, the at-bat goes 8 pitches, and you end up walking. And that's something that Javi's been working on here as of late. And hopefully today, as this game progresses, he can dial in and really have that two-seamer working on both sides of the plate.
Short lead at first by Meadows. And a toss to first to drive him back to your point regarding the pitch count elevating with the walks. An example would be that August 2nd game against the Cardinals. 4 innings. It took him 97 pitches to get through those 4 frames. No score just underway. This ball dips down low, 2-1 to Riley Green.
Little two-seam fastball there, and that just down below the zone. Didn't miss by a lot, but just missed low. 92 miles an hour. Speed gun, as always, powered by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
The left-handed batter takes inside, 3-1. Let's keep an eye on the runner Meadows at first. Cubs in their home whites. White shirts and trousers, the familiar blue pinstripes all over. Blue hats, sleeves, numbers, and socks. Some guys have the white shoes like Assad. In fact, most guys are wearing the white kicks. 3-1 pitch fouled away. I would think Meadows might be moving here. How about you?
Yeah, he sure could. That's for sure. And again, now, as we were talking about it, that's going to be the storyline here early in the early going. 3-2 count again.
Runner goes. Ground ball to second. The throw goes to second. Not in time. And the throw to first is in time. By sending the runner Meadows, the Tigers stay out of the double play. Horner realized Ron, the ball was hit sharply enough that he had the luxury of trying to get the out at second. Even if it failed, they could still get the guy at first.
Yeah, this is a two-hopper right at Nico, but Meadows, who runs well, beats the play at second base. Gonna do a little skip step to climb over the ball. It was hit right at him on his way to second base.
Tigers in their traveling gray uniforms, gray shirts and trousers, navy blue numbers on their backs. First right-handed batter of the game, Matt Vierling, will take a strike. Vierling, a .253 average, 14 home runs. Tigers playing well of late. The 0-1, pop fly, playable right side for Bush. Easy play for the rookie first baseman. That's out number 2. And it brings up the cleanup batter, Kerry Carpenter.
Yeah, Detroit, you said, playing good baseball. Cubs and the Tigers, same record going into this series, so we'll see what happens. Another similarity between the two, it was the one-run games, right? The Cubs have played you and I were talking about that. Cubs have played 45. Tigers have played 44 one-run games.
A lot of nail-biters from both sides. Here's the pitch. And the left-handed hitting Carpenter will take a strike. Tigers have won 6 of their last 7. They were off yesterday, and the 6 wins came against 3 playoff hopefuls. Here's a curveball down low. They beat the Giants, Mariners, and Yankees to the tune of 6 out of 7 games. They were in Williamsport, Pennsylvania on Sunday night to play the Yankees in that Little League appearance that the Cubs were involved in a few years back. It's a big deal for the kids. Here's a pitch on a swing and a miss, 1-2. I remember when Craig Kimbrell at Williamsport was trying to nail down the save. All the Little Leaguers were imitating Kimbrell with the elbows out to the side before he delivered the pitch. It was very comical. The 1-2 pitch down low for a ball, and it's 2-2. Remember that?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, our vantage point being right in behind home plate. I mean, we were like, I don't know, 10 rows from the kids, and I mean, they were lined up behind the plate. It was really good. That is what that game is all about, right? Is to showcase big league players to those young little leaguers. Very cool.
No score, top of the first, 2 down. There's a pitch, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Carpenter, the cleanup hitter, the DH, taking a pitch for a called third strike with a man in scoring position to end the top of the first. After 1/2 inning, Tigers do not score. Cubs coming up. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Catch every moment of every game all season long on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first call your parents to say, I'm sorry. And then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee for your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Are you looking for a future that's a home run? ETI School of Skilled Trades can help you get started in a great new welding or HVAC career fast. With a focus on hands-on learning, some of our programs can be completed in as little as 7 months. That means if you enroll now, you could be wrapping up your training before the next season rolls around. Visit eticampus.edu or call 888-830-7678 to learn more. ETI, it's your future. Own it.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
lead it off against Alex Faedo. Faedo, a big, hard-throwing right-hander, zips a fastball in there for a strike. Happ hitting .232. Cubs leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. If Ian Happ gets a base hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Faedo comes back and misses outside. Ron, what's the plan against Faedo?
Well, he's an over-the-top guy. He's a bullpen guy, so you're not going to see him for long. It might be one inning, depending on his pitch count. He might get into the second inning. Over-the-top fastball, not a lot of movement. Good fastball.
Fouled away 1-2.
And I think, his fastball is going to be 93, 94. Might, bump up just a touch from there. But it's the delivery. It's the very fast kind of ball come firing out at you.
Pulled foul on the ground toward the Tiger first base dugout.
The other thing that I noticed about him was his changeup, and looking at a little bit of film earlier today. His fastball, let's say, is 93 on the average. His changeup is 88 to 89 miles an hour. So a very hard changeup.
Swinging a chop foul. I think we saw one right there on that pitch.
Yeah,
it came in and dipped down to about ankle level. What would be the hardest changeup to hit in terms of relation to his number one fastball? Say a guy throws 95. What would be a real difficult changeup speed to hit for you, Ron?
I would say 83 to 85.
Swing and a miss. Happ is out number one, so about 10 to 12 miles slower. 10
miles an hour was always the barometer of where, if you were throwing, let's say 95, you wanted your changeup, to be 10 miles an hour slower. And that really was the difficulty of the back and forth of speed. If you're throwing 93 and you throw a 91 mile an hour changeup, that's just a BP fastball to the hitter.
Down low to Michael Busch, hitting .258. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubbies Blue, Wrigley Field Green, or Marquee Red, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Benjamin Moore. Scoreless game, first inning, as Busch swings and misses, 1-2. Busch having a good, solid rookie year. .258 average, 16 homers, 47 driven in. And I think also, Ron, you have to appreciate the way his defense has improved over at first base.
I would agree. He's gotten, from the time spring training started, it was, he was working at it. And, first base is not, in the big leagues, is not an easy position to play and be good at it. And Michael has done an excellent job of turning himself into a good defensive first baseman.
Bounce to second. Keith will make the play. Colt Keith. It's one of those names where I look for a comma after Colt, thinking Keith might be his first name, but it is his last name.
And his first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibilities. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
2 down, nobody on, no score, bottom of the first. Here is Seiya Suzuki taking a strike. I'm trying to think of the guy on the Pirates whose last name is Joe.
Connor Joe?
Connor Joe.
Joe and Connor Joe?
See, now that's another one. I'm looking for a comma after Connor. Haven't found it yet.
No.
Here's the pitch down low in the count, 1-1.
Well, you'll be able to ask him, and here in another week, we'll be in Pittsburgh.
He would probably give me a very quizzical look.
I'll go with you to their clubhouse. I may not be right next to you when you ask him, but I'll be in the clubhouse. How's that? I got your back from about 30 feet away. But
sure. In back of the back. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss by Suzuki. And the count 2-2. Lights have been turned on. Still some daylight. We're getting now into the later stages of August. And the Cubs, Ron, we were discussing off the air before the broadcast, not only are the Cubs in some must-win situations, and the pitch to Suzuki is taken outside. To be very frank about it, they are in a must-sweep mode. They have to sweep multiple series at some point to have a realistic shot at postseason play.
Yeah, you're looking at them having to rattle off a good long winning streak again. Absolutely.
Suzuki checks and takes outside, ball 4. Cubs get their first base runner. 0-0 game, 2 down, bottom of the first, and the batter, Cody Bellinger. Winning 2 out of 3 was good over the weekend, but they really needed to sweep all 3. And, you're just starting to run out of time. This is game number 126, just 36 games to play after this one. And it's not just the number of games out. The Cubs 5.5 out of the final wild card spot in the National League, but you got several teams between you and the current third place team. The top 3 are the wild card teams, aside from the division champs. Fastball strike to Bellinger.
And with that walk to Suzuki, walks by opposing pitcher, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit NorthShore.com.
Here's a line drive into shallow left field, a base hit. Stopping at second is Suzuki. Bellinger didn't try to pull that one, Ron. It was away from him. He just kind of poked it into the opposite field.
Yeah, I like it. That's, good piece of hitting. Fado, his fastball runs away from the left-handed hitter, and Belly just gets his hands up above this ball and drops the head of the bat right down on it, but hands up to stay on top of the baseball and shoots a line drive to left. Nice hitting.
Here is Isaac Paredes, right-handed batter, open stance. He will take inside for a ball. First 2 Cubs were retired. Suzuki walked, and now Bellinger has singled. Slight breeze blowing in from center. And the pitch by Faedo. There's a fastball strike, 1-1.
Earlier in batting practice today, Pat, the wind was blowing in much harder than it is now. It is a much better hitting environment for the hitters now than it was an hour and a half ago. So the ball will carry here at Wrigley now.
Paredes swings and fouls it back, 1-2.
Earlier today, there was one ball hit out of the ballpark to straightaway center in all of batting practice.
Do you remember who hit it?
It was a Cub, actually. I think it was Paredes, actually. That one was just to the left field side of straightaway center, and it landed just over the basket.
2 outs, 2 on. The 1-2 pitch from Alex Faedo to Isaac Paredes. Outside, what a pick by the catcher, Dingler. That ball was outside on one hop. He reached out and picked it as cleanly as possible. What a play by the catcher.
Yeah.
They don't show up in a box score, those types of plays, but boy, they can save you ball games.
Yeah, Dingler doesn't catch that ball. There's 2 men in scoring position.
And now the 2-2 line foul off to the right, out of play. I believe this is the first Dingler that we have covered in big league ball. Can't recall another one.
I cannot recall another Dingler.
Dylan Dingler. And the 2-2 with 2 men on. Pickoff throw to second, not in time.
Now, did they have any Dingler families?
I'm sorry? You had a question about Dingler.
I did. Did they have any of those Dingler families in San Jose?
No, but there were some humdinglers. Here's a 2-2 stretch. And the pitch on the way. Pop fly, shallow center. Javier Baez, the shortstop, is there, and he will make the catch to end the inning. Cubs don't score and leave a pair at the end of 1-0 game. Cubs and Tigers on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Justin Steele here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
Are you looking for a future that's a home run? ETI School of Skilled Trades can help you get started in a great new welding or HVAC career fast. With a focus on hands-on learning, some of our programs can be completed in as little as 7 months. That means if you enroll now, you could be wrapping up your training before the next season rolls around. Visit eticampus.edu or call 888-830-7678 to learn more. ETI, it's your future. Own it.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Cubs and Tigers scoreless top two. The second inning is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free. Huh?
Very good, Zach. Colt Keith will lead things off for the Tigers. No score, second inning. First pitch high and outside for a ball. Ron, in an inning or so, we're going to have a special guest drop by the name of Dave Augustine. Looking forward to having him on, and we'll explain what David will be discussing along with you and me. Here's a pitch outside for a ball, actually on the outside corner for a called strike. Last December 1st was the annual Catholic Charities Dinner event downtown Chicago, and I was honored to be invited as the master of ceremonies. Here's a swing and a foul back. It was a big deal, a black tie event. Cubs owner Tom Ricketts and his wife Cece were the co-chairman of the event. So right. It was definitely a gala affair. And again, I was very proud to be there. The day of the event, here's a breaking ball, strike 3 called, and Colt Keith is out number 1. 0-0 game, second inning. Spencer Torkelson is batting. The day of the event, before I go, I'm thinking, what do I have around the house that might be something that would bring in some revenue for a great cause, the Catholic Charities? And they do some wonderful work. And I looked over in the corner and I remembered these beautiful bats that I had from John Obie. Now, John is the proprietor of bigtimebats.com. And I've done his voiceover work for many years. Here's a swing and a line drive base hit to center by Spencer Torkelson. No score, second inning. We've got a man at first with 1 away, and the batter is Jace Young. And anyway, I thought that I would take one of these beautiful bats because after last summer, Ron, after I was inducted into Cooperstown, John Obie was gracious enough to put together a series of beautiful bats for me. And the one that I took to the charity event was an Electrum Chrome bat.
Absolutely incredible, actually. I've seen it, and it is something special.
And it retails for around $300. And I thought I would simply make this a donation to the Catholic Charities. And so at the podium, I held up this bat, and I heard some people kind of saying, ooh, look at how nice that is. Here's a base hit to left. Jace Young will get a single to left. Torkelson stops at second. No score. First and second, 1 down, and the batter is Dylan Dingler. And so anyway, we put it up for bids. And I was hoping, since it retailed for about $300, I was hoping to have it generate maybe $2,000 or $3,000. Now, the auctioneer at the event was a man named Chris Hensley, who is an incredibly talented auctioneer. And I was stunned by the work that he did and how he was able to get people to start making donations. And by the way, part of the arrangement was, here's the pitch on the way to Dylan Dingler, and it's in there for a strike. part of the arrangement was that the highest bidder would also join you and me and Zach in the Cubs radio booth next season. Well, tonight is the night, and the man who did make the highest bid, Dave Augustine, is going to join us in the third inning. But I will say, here's a curveball outside 1-1. The amount that it sold for was just incredible. It got up to $10,000 and then $15,000. I'm absolutely flabbergasted up at the podium. Here's the pitch to Young. Base hit up the middle. This is going to drive in a run. Rounding third is Torkelson, and Dingler has singled to drive in the first run of the game. 3 straight singles against Javier Assad. A diving try by Horner. He tried to keep the ball on the infield, couldn't quite do it, and Detroit leads by a score of 1-0 here in the second inning. With men at first and second, the batter is Javier Baez.
And Javi is going to get a huge crowd, a huge ovation here from the Cubs fans, and his first time back here at Wrigley Field.
Javier standing outside the batter's box, takes off his helmet to acknowledge the fans. Javier, always a very dynamic ball player. Saw him make some incredible defensive plays, clutch hits. Co-MVP of the National League Championship Series in 2016. And now he will bat for the first time tonight. Not having a big year, hitting 185. And the pitch to Baez is taken for a strike.
But I think going back to your bats, the one thing, you have been doing their commercials for years now. And you going into the Hall of Fame, it being Chicago, the Chicago Charities, Catholic Charities, and the bat is absolutely incredible. You could see me as somebody who's been at some of these events, and you can see why that bat went for what it did, and the cause, for Chicago Charities is incredible. But what a night that had to be, right?
It was incredible. I could not believe it, and I will say that the bidding got up to $15,000, then $20,000. And I'm almost getting emotional up at the podium in disbelief. Here's a swing and a miss, and Baez is out on strikes, chasing a low outside breaking ball. That's out number 2. 1-0 Tigers, 2 down. But Dave Augustine made the final bid, the highest bidder, $22,000.
Wow.
And I thank him, and he's going to be on the air, and we're going to talk about it here in a few minutes. But just it was an amazing experience, and I'm so proud that we were able to donate that much money to Catholic Charities. There's a pitch down low for a ball. It's 1-0. And the bats are available again at bigtimebats.com. If you go on the site and search, you're going to be amazed at what you see. John Obie is the man's name. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Assad to Parker Meadows. And it's down low, and the count 2-0.
Well, Assad got the ground ball, just wasn't hit at anybody. It was back through the middle. As Dingler hit that ball sharply, but just out of the reach of Horner.
Dingler's 5th run batted in. Here's a fly ball to left, playable for Happ, and that ends the inning. The Tigers get a run on 3 hits, leave 2. At the end of an inning and a half, Tigers 1, Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This is Scott Campbell from the Stupid Things for Love podcast. I have a 7-year-old son, and the biggest mountain I climb every day is trying to put shoes on this child. And I'm so grateful to Skechers for making the only shoes my son will willingly put on by himself. Their slip-ons are amazing, and he doesn't have to deal with laces. He doesn't have to deal with anything. They come in the perfect color blue. Thank you, Skechers, the comfort technology company. And you can find Skechers everywhere. Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Sweat? You mean armpit tears of weakness brought about by poor deodorant choices? Say goodbye to that salty river that floweth from your underarm with Old Spice Swagger Antiperspirant. Made for 24/7 sweat protection with daily use and an undeniable smell of cedarwood and lime. Giving you the confidence you need to quit your job, move to a remote island, and spend your days frolicking with dolphins. Old Spice Swagger Antiperspirant. Shop Old Spice now.
When you're ready to trade up from ordinary to extraordinary and the time of your life, visit the Midwest's premier entertainment destination, Four Winds Casinos. Extraordinary food, shows, shopping, and fun at Four Winds Casinos. Visit fourwindscasinos.com and trade up from ordinary to extraordinary. Four Winds Casinos.
Today through Thursday, the 50-50 raffle will have a guaranteed jackpot of $30,000. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of Thursday's game at cubs.com/raffle or from a Wrigley Field raffle ambassador through the 8th inning of each game. Pat?
All right, Zach. Nico Horner to lead it off. It's a high pop fly foul off to the left and out of play. Alex Faedo, we thought he might work only one inning. He is still on the mound. He did not make a lot of pitches in inning number one.
Yeah, for Detroit, the word is they're going to do this 3 times in this series. You have bullpen games. So eventually you need some innings out of a few guys out of that pen.
Warner pops it up, shallow right. Veerling coming in. The right fielder will make an easy catch, and that's out number one. Tigers lead 1-0 in the second, and the batter Dansby Swanson.
Pico just dips underneath that ball, trying to elevate it and just underneath and just pop that ball up.
First inning was powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Swanson takes a little bit high for a ball. Both teams hoping for a wild card spot. And both teams know they have to play some great ball to get there. Detroit 9 games out of the American League third wild card spot. The Cubs 5.5. But it's not just that number. It's the fact that they've both got teams in front of them that you're going to need a little help in them losing some games for you as well.
Yeah, it's the climbing of the teams now that gets to be the issue.
Swanson hitting .229. The pitch to Dansby. Breaking ball is outside. 3-1. Approaching the twilight hour. Boy, it's getting darker earlier and earlier as we get toward the end of August. Right-hander to right-hander, the 3-1. Pulled on the ground. That's going to be foul past third. And it's 3-2.
Dansby first hit that ball. I thought that ball was going to stay fair, but second hop, it ended up probably about 3 or 4 feet foul down the third base line. Yeah, once it starts getting dark, it does. It reminds you of with Javi being here, the 2016 and some of them teams, right? That we, the playoff teams for the Chicago Cubs. What a great time that was. 15, 16, 17 Cubs, just great ball clubs.
The first playoff game against the Giants, Javier's 8th inning solo home run, the only run of the game. There's a drive toward right. On the run, Veerling makes the catch. And that was a classic matchup. Cubs and Giants, John Lester against Johnny Cueto. And they just matched each other pitch for pitch until finally an 8th inning solo home run by Javier Baez provided the game's only run.
That was a cool night, wind blowing in, and he hit it down the left field line in the well, and it landed in the – Javi thought it was way gone, and it would have been on a normal night. It landed in the basket.
And then against Aroldis Chapman, Buster Posey missed a game-tying homer in the ninth inning by about 2 feet, hitting one off the vines out near the 368 sign in left center. That's going to be all for Alex Faedo. It'll be the bullpen from here on in. Pitching changes by the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. We'll be right back. 1-0 Tigers, second inning on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease the Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM sports account, then visit your promotions section to access the free-to-play game. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB2 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
Brian Sammons, a left-hander, the new pitcher for the Tigers. He delivers a strike to Pete Crow Armstrong. Tigers lead 1-0. They scored in the top of this second inning on an RBI single by Dylan Dingler. Curveball popped up shallow center, drifting in Meadows. Meadows will make the call and the catch. And the Cubs are retired in the second inning. After 2, Tigers 1, Cubs 0. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Riley Green will lead off the third. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a special guest, Dave Augustine, who made that very generous bid at the Catholic Charities dinner last December 1st, has put on a headset, and he is going to visit with us for a minute. And I was listening to your conversation, Dave, with Ron Coomer about playing some golf. And now, Ron immediately started talking Skins games, so it sounds like you guys are off to a good start.
I'm just an automatic yes, Dave. That's a yes.
Well, you guys are always betting $20 is the buy-in usually, right?
That's right. To slap a 20 on somebody, or the buy-in's $20 for the attendance game, or just about anything else. That's right.
Sure.
Green takes down a low, but let me just say publicly, Dave, I've privately thanked you for your generous bid, but publicly it was such an overwhelming bid for the bat that we brought to that dinner, and $22,000 going to Catholic charities and all the great work that they do. I couldn't be more proud, but I have to thank you for your generosity.
Well, thank you very much, Pat, and thank you for donating it. I mean, there's really two things that I always think about with that. One is Catholic Charities has been so good in the Chicago area. You know, just a few stats with them. We serve 375,000 individuals annually, many of whom live in the most underserved neighborhoods. We've done a lot with the asylum seekers this year. 35,000 of the 45,000 asylum seekers.
Matt Vierling pops it up, playable for the catcher, Amaya. Foul territory up the first base line. That's out number 2. Go ahead, Dave.
Sure. And one of the largest human service providers in the Chicago metropolitan area, everything from clothing, food, shelter. We focus a lot on seniors and mothers, especially single mothers. So just all that great work. When you got up there and offered the bat and chance to come into the booth, I couldn't turn it down.
Gary Carpenter, the batter, swings and fouls it away. Well, I'm delighted you did.
And I went to an inner city Chicago Catholic high school at St. Rita for 2 years, and was a part of all of that, and understanding where that money ends up and the impact that it has from being involved in our city for a long time, like yourself. Just an incredible, it's an incredible charity, always has been, but an incredible night too. And that's really, really generous and nice of you to do that.
Yeah, we broke all kinds of records.
We're pretty proud of our Hall of Fame broadcaster too, so that was pretty cool.
Well, Coom, that's the second part of it, right?
That's
the chance to be up here with Pat.
I was a yes. That's what I did.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Carpenter, a swing and a miss.
Well, a funny story happened that night. Before I got up the gumption, and brought my wife Suzanne, who was the one who really bid on it.
And congratulations, by the way, that was really.
and Suzanne and I got her to come with me, and we went up, and Tom Ricketts was standing with Pat, and he was kind of crouched down, talking to him, and I walked up, and I think Tom thought I was going to come see him, but I was really coming to see Pat. He stands up, and I said, "Well, Tom, I really wanted to meet Pat." He goes, "You're a smart man."
Hit up the middle, glove by Dansby, spins, throws to first to get him. What a play by Dansby Swanson, taking a base hit away from Kerry Carpenter. We'll continue with Dave Augustine in a moment. 3 up, 3 down after 2.5. Tigers 1, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. The Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Fantasy freaks and geeks. What's cracking? It's your boy James Kill, back with my brand new project, the Sleeper King Football Podcast. Look, I get it, okay? There's a lot of fantasy pods out there, but we're going to keep this one light, 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week. And man, we are going to pack it with all the info you need, season long, weekly projections, and of course, sleepers. Follow and listen to the Sleeper King Football Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Power Penny Days at JCPenney. Rev up the savings. Score thousands of deals from $5 to $25 while they last. Like $5 tees for the family. Stock up on everyone's faves. And Home Expressions Quick Dry Bath Towels, also only $5 each. Plus, upgrade your kitchen with Cook's small appliances. Your choice, only $19. JCPenney. Make it count. Offers valid on select styles $822 to $825. Power Penny deals excluded from coupons. See store or jcp.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we
Sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Miguel Amaya is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Pat?
Miguel Amaya will lead off the third. Cubs down by a run. Fastball outside from Salmons. Ian Happ to follow, and then Michael Busch. We are visiting with Dave Augustine, who was very generous at a charity event, the Catholic Charities event last December 1st, downtown Chicago. Swinging a foul off to the right, out of play. You've been a Cub fan for a long time. Do you have any great memories of your favorite Cubs game ever?
Well, one of the most famous ones is the one time, Pat, you asked me how to get up in the press box, and I remembered was the time.
Fly ball to left, playable for Green, and that's out number 1, Dave.
The time where Steve McMichael was singing the 7th inning stretch. Oh, yes. And I told you the story. I remembered that because they escorted him out after he got thrown out. And then you told me that it was Ron Coomer who got thrown out, or that got called out at the plate. So I remember that.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I got Angel Hernandez at home plate. I remember sliding in a home plate.
Ian Happ loops one, shallow center base hit. A 1-out single. Cubs trail 1-0 in the third, and now the batter is Michael Busch.
I was going to say, Pat, we need a little rally, guys, because we got stuff to talk about up here. But I remember sliding in a home plate, touching the plate, then the catcher tags my foot halfway on the plate. I pop up, I yell safe, and Angel, I don't even know if he was looking at rings me up, and not your prouder moments when you go into instant rage and mad. And I started yelling, and then I spiked my helmet, guys, at home plate.
Busch swings and misses, 0-1.
And, you're furious, and, we're in a pennant race and all this thing. I throw my helmet down, and it hits the top of the helmet and bounces right back up and just misses my jaw and goes up about 25, 30 feet in the air. The argument was over instantly. I'm like, that's enough. I almost knocked myself out at home plate thinking, yep, we're good right there. And I think Don probably got kicked out of the game. And I just put my head down and just walked over to the dugout.
That'd be a difficult way to go on the disabled list, wouldn't it?
It was a difficult way to talk to anybody that was in my family that night. But yeah, it was comical. And then Steve gets thrown out of the game, and Steve McMichael and I have been friends a long time and talked about that many times, and it's pretty good humor with that play. Yeah.
Michael Busch batting, the short lead by Happ at first.
Now, as a big Cub fan, you had to be extremely excited, and with Javi being here, the 16 World Series. For us, we talk about it weekly, if not daily.
So I have another story for you. So my nephew, Sam Pisa is his name. He plays baseball NAIA for St. Francis.
Oh, yeah.
And they're doing St. Francis up in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay. Got it. Mm-hmm.
But they're doing this. Johnny Gomes.
There's a pitch that gets away from the catcher Dingler, and down to second goes Happ. It almost hit Busch in the arm. It did not. It's a wild pitch.
Johnny Gomes is doing this thing. It's a home run derby.
Okay.
And they have a pro, a college kid, a high school kid, and then a women's softball champion. And the 4 pros were Nick Swisher, Carlos Gomez,
got it,
Dexter Fowler, and Jake Arrieta. And Sammy got on Jake Arrieta's team.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So they did this thing in Fort Wayne, and they didn't win, but he had a blast. He said Jake Arrieta was the nicest guy.
Bush fouls it back. Do you have an all-time favorite Chicago Cub player, Dave? I know you've been a season ticket holder for a while now, right?
Well, I'm wearing my Chris Bryant jersey.
There you go.
He was great during those years he was here. I mean, all those guys on the 2016 team were fabulous.
The stretch for the 3-2 pitch to Michael Bush. Inside ball 4. You know, as you showed me that, we were watching the video before the game of Javier Baez highlights. And, Ron, the thought occurred to me, it was just such an absolute pleasure to be a broadcaster watching such great players and great ball games and great thrills for all those years.
Yeah, that 16 season from the very start when we left spring training, we took off and it's like we never looked back. Now, were you here for any of the World Series games or playoff games?
I was at one of the games early in the World Series. It was game 3? I think it was game 3.
If there was anything else other than playing or broadcasting the game, I always thought for those games with the way the crowd was, because I've grown up here also since 4 years old of coming to Wrigley. I always wondered what the energy was like sitting down there with, 40,000 of raging Cub fans.
It was unbelievable. When you come all the time and, sometimes the games are a little slow, but during those games, you were constantly standing and clapping and yelling. I used to have a headache, when I go home after those games because it was yelling so much.
Seiya Suzuki batting, 1-1 on Seiya, 2 men on. Happ at second, Bush at first. Cubs trail by a run. Bottom of inning number 3. Big crowd at Wrigley, ready to make some noise. The 1-1 pitch. Suzuki checks. Did he go? No swing. And now the count 2-1.
Should be a good pitch now for Suzuki to hit. They tried to come inside. Missed quite a bit inside. This should be a good pitch to hit. It'd be pretty good timing for a 3-run homer right now.
Be nice. Yeah, it'd be great.
Breeze right now shifted a little bit. It's going toward right. Fastball strike on the outside corner, 2-2. But Chris Bryant, we saw him have so many great games. What a base runner he was for a big man. Maybe the best big man base runner I've ever seen. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, a foul at the plate, and Suzuki's still alive. But Chris was just a great athlete.
Yeah, and that Chris was. He had Riz. There were a lot of dynamic guys and really good guys, too. That is the other thing. I think for fans, too, you can relate to some of the guys, and they enjoyed playing, and they enjoyed the fan interaction.
I brought my son to a game, my son Ryan, and we were down at right after batting practice. And he's got a signed shirt that has both Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant on it.
Very nice.
I told him to keep that for a long time.
Absolutely.
And he's got it right next to, what he's got it next to is we sitting right down there. He's got one of the Ron Santo hats.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
When Ron used to flip those out there.
Yeah.
Suzuki fouls it away, 2-2.
So now today's the first day I've seen the bat, and I've seen it in the commercials that you won in the auction that Pat's going to sign for you right after this inning. Where's that bat going? Now that is one of the cooler pieces of memorabilia you'll ever have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We redid our basement.
Okay.
Finished it, and there's an area over in the corner.
I like it.
That's going to go up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So
3-2 pitch, lifted foul off to the right, out of play. Now, I have a white Sharpie. It's, again, a chromium bat, and I'm told that's going to be the best look on it, just in case I have another bat out in my car if something should go wrong. We always have backup plans on Cubs radio.
Yeah, remember, it's live, Pat.
I know. It's one take, just like what we do here. How terrifying.
It's only live once, right?
So there you go. I'm going to lose my job here soon, Pat.
I got to watch. Zach's going to give me some things to read. Huh? Got to watch for that.
With one away, a full count. The pitch to Suzuki popped up, shallow right, slicing toward foul territory, and that ball is caught. A leaping grab by Veerling up against the sidewall down the right field line. What a catch he made, Ron. That's not an easy play.
No, it's not. With the right-handed hitter, that ball starts slicing with the wind blowing in. If the wind's blowing out, it pushes it to fair territory. But with the wind blowing in, it pushes it towards that sidewall. And I'll say this, Veerling was down with their outfield coach taking balls along that sidewall and how the ball was going to ricochet also. So to the Tigers' credit, they were all down here going and working on balls down in that well area during batting practice. And because of that, he makes a nice play against that side wall.
Visiting with Dave Augustine, who made that gigantic and magnanimous bid at the auction last December 1st, the Catholic Charities. And again, a very big deal. Tom and Cece Ricketts, the co-chairman of the event, and we were all just proud to be involved. But I could never thank you enough, Dave, for your generosity.
No, thank you. When I first heard, Suzanne and I were talking, and when I first heard you were putting that up, I have to tell this story. So I grew up in Detroit, and Ernie Harwell was what I spent my summers listening on those little transistor radios. My dad used to do it out in the we'd be working out in the yard or whatever. And so Ernie Harwell's voice was my voice of the summer until I got to Chicago. And now it's Pat Hughes.
Well, you're very kind. I was lucky enough to get to know Ernie Harwell.
Yeah, same.
You must have met him several times
yeah.
too. What a fine gentleman he was.
Incredible good, both Hall of Famers. But when I first got to the big leagues as a Minnesota Twin, because Old Tiger Stadium, the broadcast booth was so close to home plate, you could hear Ernie talking. So when I first stepped into the batter's box, I stepped out to hear what Ernie had to say about Ron Coomer.
Bellinger hits a grounder to first, glove by Torkelson, and he'll take it to the bag to end the inning. Well, Dave, I have to sign that bat, so we're going to take care of that business right now. I thank you for dropping by, and thanks for letting Ron tell the story about the helmet almost knocking himself out.
It's always a good one. My wife appreciates it, but great to have you here, and congratulations on the bat and the bid with the Catholic Charities. Yeah.
Thanks, both of you guys. Thank you very much.
Dave Augustine. Cubs don't score. We go to the fourth inning. Tigers 1, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
If it happens in a Cubs game, it happens right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
When I tried ordering everything online, my home renovation project fell apart. Thankfully, I found Studio 41. They guided me through the selection process and made sure I had what I needed for every step of the project. Visit shopstudio41.com for a location near you.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
Colt Keith leads off the top half of the fourth inning by looking at a ball up high from Javier Assad. It's a 1-0 lead for Detroit. The right-hander Assad kicks and delivers the next pitch. That's up high as well. 2-0 the count. The fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, the exclusive home of Cubs checking. Dylan Dingler, the Tigers catcher, with an RBI single in the second, responsible for the score. Keith hitting from the left side against the right-hander Assad, who rocks back and delivers the 2-0. And that one's fouled out of play off to the left, 2-1.
Assad's been a little bit better as the game's progressed with that two-seam fastball. He's had a little more command of it after the first inning. Gave up a couple hits in that second inning in a row, 3 in a row. That's what scored the run.
The next pitch is bounced foul off to the right by Keith, 2-2. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score of the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk, it's the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Javier Assad works his motion, and the pitch, a ground ball by Keith to second, fielded by Horner. His toss to first in time, 1 away.
A good start here in the fourth inning for Assad. Gets a little rollover ground ball. What a thing last inning. Wasn't that cool? Dave Augustine with that bid. And now that's the first time I've seen Pat's Hall of Fame bat in person. I've seen it on TV in the commercials.
Spencer Torkelson looks at a strike, 0-1.
But now that one of those are going to have to make it to the Coomer household, I think real soon.
It's so cool, the chromium color. Here's really the 0-1 delivery by Assad, low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And what a great, for anybody growing up in Chicago, you realize, the importance of the Catholic Charities and how big of an impact they make in our city with all the Catholic grade schools and high schools we have here. And to do that and to incredible. I've seen it personally because I went 2 years to St. Rita, an inner city Catholic high school, and that money goes to people who really need it. And what a night.
Pitch up high. It's 3-1 now on Torkelson. And the cool stories.
Yeah.
I mean, how about the story with you getting thrown out at home plate and Steve McMichael giving Angel Hernandez the treatment?
We both got kicked out. Me and Mongo.
Here's the 3-1. That's a called strike. Fastball right at the knees, 3-2.
Thrown out and kicked out.
Can laugh about it now. I'm sure back then you weren't so happy. Here comes the payoff pitch. And check swing foul ball off to the right by Torkelson.
Yeah, I was not happy. No, that was not one of my prouder moments. No, but you might say I was a little competitive playing. That's all right.
I mean, there's no other way, right?
No.
3-2 the count. Righty-righty matchup. Assad deals. Torkelson pops it up. Foul out of play off to the right. So they'll do it again. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. 1-0 Detroit here with 1 away in the top half of the fourth inning. The opener of a 3-game set. Torkelson singled and scored a run in the second inning. And the pitch. Line drive looped into right. It'll drop in for a base hit. So Torkelson with a couple of singles tonight.
And you look at this Tigers ball club. They've been playing very good baseball here as of late. And, not a lot of power so far in this ball game, but the wind blowing in and those guys, taking batting practice and seeing that the ball's not carrying. They did a lot of line drives, hard ground balls through the infield. And I believe that's their 4th hit of the game now. Yeah, 4th hit.
The batter is Jace Young, and he looks at a ball low, a cutter that missed.
This is a very young team, this Detroit Tigers ball club, and a very talented young team. We're very high on what this team could do if some of these young guys pan out.
Young, an awkward swing and a miss at a cutter, 1-1. Young singled his last time up in the second inning. Here's the pitch. A ground ball up the middle, fielded by Swanson. The toss to Nico at second. Jump throw to first. Dug out by Bush. Double play. What a nifty play by Nico, receiving the feed from Swanson. Jump throw to first, and an excellent dig out at the first base bag by Bush. 6-4-3 double play. That ends the top half of the fourth inning. It's the Tigers with a 1-0 lead on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Jameson Tyone here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, enjoy less tan lines and more dashed white lines. Less theme park lines and more instantaneous power. Less behind the desk and more behind the wheel. Find the one for you this summer at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select Lexus electrified vehicles. But hurry, the opportunity ends September 3rd. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Moving day means you're in for a big transition. CubeSmart makes self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, we put the focus on you. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
You can give it a little swirl. Yes, anticipating.
The sounds of Bourbon City. Plan yourself at GoToLouisville.com.
Hey y'all, it's Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson's new album Whirlwind is available Friday. Watch an exclusive performance live from the beach in San Diego. 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. Friday on Odyssey.com/Lainey. Then listen to Lainey guest DJing all weekend. Sunday night at 7, Lainey is on the record, playing every song and telling the stories behind the hits from Whirlwind.
I love it.
The Whirlwind Weekend starts Friday on Odyssey Country.
Listen every moment of Cubs baseball when you're in the Chicagoland area for free on the Odyssey app. Download the app and search 670 The Score. Getting set for the last of the fourth. Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the Cub. Isaac Paredes at the plate, and he looks at a strike from Brian Sammons. 0-1 the count. Coom, what a double play to end the top half of this frame by the Cubs.
Yeah, ball not hit very hard, but right up the middle to Swanson as this ball. Little changeup. Paredes fouls this ball off. But yeah, Dansby leads Nico to the bag with a little backhand flip. And Nico, instead of going to the glove and trying to make a normal pivot, just barehanded it and gave the old jump throw as he touches the bag with the left foot and then jumps in the air. And then just the icing on the cake, the throw's low, and Michael Busch picks it out of the dirt.
Paredes lines one to left. It's playable for Green, who makes the catch. One away. And that reminds me that double plays turned by the Cubs are sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. So here comes Nico Hoerner to the plate. Flied out to right in the second. He's 0 for 1. Tigers with a 1-0 lead here with one down in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
We had a lot going on in the booth. Now we got our Invesco QQQ group here. So we got a lot going on. We went from Hall of Fame bats and signatures to dealing with my investment portfolio, you know. We got a lot going on here for this Cubs game.
Salmon steals. That pitch is outside. So 1-1 strike, the count on Nico. Yeah, Invesco QQQ is a proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Salmons works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch, and Hoerner pulls one foul into the camera well right near the Cubs dugout. Hopefully everyone's okay down there.
Right down where the trainers kind of stand. They are bailing out of there in a hurry. I think everybody's okay.
They're all very fit, in good shape. Excellent lateral movement by all those guys on the training staff. Here comes the 1-2 delivery to Nico. He swings and misses. Strike 3. 2 away. Got him with a cutter.
Now, the key is, do they have good hands? They're trainers, so they better.
Very, very true.
The protection thing's all about the hands. You got to get out of the way, but sometimes the ball will find you, as you've seen before, Zach, or, other things will find you here in the booth. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, pigeons, insects. I'm always diving for cover. Here's Dansby Swanson. Looks at the ball outside. 1-0 the count. Dansby flat out to right in his first at-bat in the second. He's 0 for 1. 2 down, last of the fourth. And it's the Tigers with a 1-0 lead. Swanson hitting at 228. Here's the pitch. And that is outside. 2-0.
Should be a good pitch for Dansby to hit. I would anticipate this pitch probably fading away from Dansby. Another two-seam fastball away. See what he goes with.
The pitch, swing and a miss. 2-1.
Little cutter there. Took a little off. So you don't usually see a guy, that fastball cutter change kind of combination. He took a little bit off that last cutter. Pretty good pitch on 2-0.
The next pitch is in the dirt. So 3 balls and a strike to count on Swanson. That was a fastball.
Beautiful night here, Wrigley. A little cool. You can feel the crispness in the air. Wind blowing in from straightaway center. Started picking up again. First, second inning, the wind really wasn't much of a factor. Now it's going to hold the ball up to the middle of the diamond.
The left-hander Salmons deals, and Swanson check swing. Did he go? No, that's ball 4. The pitch was up high, and Dansby draws a 2-out walk here in the 4th.
Now with the weather conditions, wind blowing in and getting harder, would not surprise me if Craig Counsell starts doing some things when he has certain guys on the bases. This would be one of those situations with Dansby at first, Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. You do have a lefty on the mound. We'll see if Dansby hits a green light to try to take second base.
Salmons deals, and the pitch to PCA is taken for a strike, a slow-moving breaking ball that floated into the zone. Walks by opposing pitchers are sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. And the 0-1 delivery. Salmons to Crow Armstrong. Line drive to left, backing up Green. He's got it. Makes the catch about belt high off to the side for out number 3. Swanson stranded at first base. After 4, it's a 1-0 lead for Detroit on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Catch every moment of every game all season long on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I wanted to renovate my kitchen and bathroom, but couldn't afford a huge project. Thankfully, Studio 41 had affordable fixtures that totally renovated my space at a great price. Visit studio41.com to find a showroom near you.
Baseball season is heating up. Odyssey has you covered with the most entertaining coverage of your team. Stay locked in and in the know with the local voices you trust. Stream your favorite shows for free on the Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, or on your smart speaker.
It's the biggest sale of the year at Six Flags Great America. Save up to 70% on daily tickets, season passes, and more. Plus, coming in 2025, Wrath of Rakshasa, a massive record-breaking dive coaster. Visit sixflags.com to buy now. Restrictions apply.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you, too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
When you're ready to trade up from ordinary to extraordinary and the time of your life, visit the Midwest's premier entertainment destination, Four Winds Casinos. Extraordinary food, shows, shopping, and fun at Four Winds Casinos. Visit fourwindscasinos.com and trade up from ordinary to extraordinary. Four Winds Casinos.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you, getting set for the top of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. Game 1 of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Tigers. Detroit with a 1-0 lead. Dylan Dingler leading things off for Detroit. The catcher had an RBI single in the second. Right-handed batter hits out of a crouch, and the pitch in there for a strike from Javier Assad. 0-1 the count. We're in the Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. Assad works on the first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. And a line drive down the right field line. This will drop and bounce in the corner. Dingler on his way to second base. Bellinger having trouble getting the ball. Dingler on his way to third and slides in safely without a throw. Leadoff triple for Dylan Dingler here in the 5th, his second hit of the ballgame.
And another opposite field hit for the Tigers. As this ball sliced, as we know, there's not much room down there. Once it gets down deep into that corner, it bounces off the side, off the track, then off the sidewall. Belly goes into that corner to try to grab it, and it bounces over his head and then all the way into the corner, and that's how Dingler ends up with a triple to lead off this inning.
Here's Javier Baez, struck out swinging his first time up. Assad deals, and Baez looks at a strike, a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. This is Javier Baez's first game at Wrigley Field since the trade to the Mets back in 2021. Man at third, no one out. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, Nicely blocked by Amaya. So Dingler stays at third. 1-1.
Javi struck out in his first AB on a slider off the plate away. I would anticipate that's what they will try to do, is stay away from him.
A long set. Now the 1-1. Baez, check swing. Did he go? Yeah, he did on appeals, says Charlie Ramos, the first base umpire. So 1-2 to count. Cubs playing the infielders halfway in. Is that the right way to describe it, Coom?
Yeah, corners are in the middle of the diamond, and they're probably one step behind the base path.
The 1-2. Way outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And part of that is because Dingler, the catcher, does not run all that well. And, Javi is a guy that we've seen can hit the ball extremely hard. So they should have time with a routine ground ball easily to get Dingler at the plate if need be.
Now the 2-2 delivery. Baez fouls it back, lunged across the plate to get a piece of that slider from Assad. 2-2.
And that has been Javi's Achilles heel for quite a few years now, is chasing that slider away. That pitch 6-8 inches off the plate, and he still was able to contact that ball and foul it off.
The 2-2. High and outside. Full count with Baez at the plate. 1-0 Detroit. No one out here in the top half of the 5th inning. Dingler at third base after the leadoff triple. Baez, a right-handed hitter, open stance. Waits for the payoff pitch. Assad deals. Call. Strike 3. Throws him with a fastball. 1 away.
Well, Javi expecting and accustomed to seeing a lot of breaking pitches. And he saw a bunch of this at bat, but then all of a sudden they go to the 2-seamer. And this ball splits the plate in half. It's right down the middle. But at the knees at the bottom of the zone, Javi knew it as he takes strike 3.
Parker Meadows now at the plate. Left-handed hitting center fielder, and the pitch is taken for strike, a cutter on the outer half. The first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once. Dingler at third. Meadows waits. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Again, blocked by Amaya. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the Cubs playing the infield in. All around, including the middle infielders.
With nobody out, Dingler was not going on contact. Now with 1 out, I would anticipate him going on contact and trying to score a run. He does not have a big lead at third base.
Meadows taps 1 foul at the plate. 1-2.
Brady's at third, playing very close to the bag with the left-handed hitter up, probably knowing he's probably not going to get a ball at third base, but you can hold Dingler very close to the bag.
Assad peers in, acknowledges the sign from Amaya, puts the ball in the glove, sets at the belt. Here's the 1-2. Called. Strike 3. Throws Meadows with a fastball on the outside corner, 2 away.
Now that little front hip fastball, you throw it at his front hip, and this ball breaks over the inside corner and into the middle of the plate. Excellent pitch by Assad, and this absolutely locks up Meadows for strike 3.
A lot of movement on that fastball, so 2 down, man at third. Tigers with a 1-0 lead, and the batter is Riley Green. He loops one down the left field line, slicing foul out of play. 0-1. Six strikeouts on the evening for Assad. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Green, a left-handed hitter. The right-hander, Assad, works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a tap foul at the plate. Just got a piece of a slow-moving breaking ball. 0-2.
Javi really getting better and better as the innings progress with mixing up his pitch selection. He's doing a very good job with the sequence of pitches. I think that he's got kind of these Tiger hitters guessing, and they're guessing wrong.
Let's see if Assad can work out of the jam. The pitch. He's just outside. Missed with a breaking ball.
Yeah, a little backdoor hook. Tried it. Just missed. Pretty nice job by Amaya to frame this pitch, but it was away. It's a good call. Missed the outside corner by probably the width of a baseball.
All right, so 1-2 the count. Green waits. Assad deals in the dirt. Again, blocked by Amaya. 2-2. DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire tonight. The infielders have dropped back with the count 2-2. Assad is ready. Here's the pitch. And that one is high, apparently. 3-2 the count. Maybe inside.
Javi tried that same two-seamer. He started in that front hip pitch. Hitter jumps away, just misses the inside corner.
So here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. And Assad works out of the jam. Dingler stranded at third base. Middle 5. It's the Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the Cubs on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
If it happens in a Cubs game, it happens right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
What if you could find a university with the academics you need to reach your career goals? A place that can take you from I wanna be to I am. St. Louis University's innovative programs, in-demand majors, and top professors will help you gain the knowledge and skills to achieve the future you want and become who you want to be. The path from here to there leads through SLU. Explore programs and majors at slu.edu.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Toyota has electrified options for every lifestyle. We've got hybrids, plug-in hybrids. You can even go 100% electric. Toyota is electrified, diversified. Learn more about our Beyond Zero vision for the future at toyota.com/Beyond Zero.
Trends may come and go, but clear vision will always be in style. So for the first day of school, start your kids off with fresh new glasses so they're feeling good and seeing great. Just visit pearlvision.com to schedule an eye exam and get free lenses for kids. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field. It's the Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the Cubs. The Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. Miguel Amaya, Ian Happ, and Michael Busch due up for the Cubs here in their half of the 5th inning. Brian Sammons, a left-handed reliever on the mound. High leg kick and pitch. And Amaya pulls one on the ground, foul off to the left. 0-1. Wednesday, August 21st is Irish Heritage Night at Wrigley Field. Fans who purchase tickets at cubs.com/specials will receive a limited edition Cubs and Irish flag cap. The pitch. Amaya lines one into right center field, but it's playable for Meadows, who makes the catch. Off to his left. One away.
Good swing by Amaya. Good aggressive at bat. Hits this ball right on the button, a line drive, but hits it right at Meadows in center.
So one down. Here comes Ian 2 tonight. Struck out swinging in the first, singled in the third. Switch hitter batting from the right side against Sammons. And the pitch. A breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 0-1. It's the opener of a 3-game set. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. Dylan Dingler, a ribby single in the second. Here's the 0-1. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Fastball, 0-2 on Happ. Hitting at .233 with 22 home runs and 69 RBIs. Happ waits for the 0-2. Sammons works his motion, and that pitch is fouled out of play off to the right. Second deck.
Salmons doesn't throw exceptionally hard, 92, 93 miles an hour at that two-seamer, but excellent movement on his fastball. He pitches from that far third base side, so he works the angle against the right-handed hitter, running that ball away.
That pops one foul out of play again, off to the right.
He's got hard stuff going both ways. He can run it away from the right-hander, and then from where he strides, kind of throws across his body, and also throws that cutter slider type pitch inside to the righty.
Now the 0-2. Loop down the right field line, but foul. It bounces off the top of the tarp along the sidewall off to the right. 0-2. I heard you and Craig Counsell talking in the manager's show, Coom, just about the challenge for the Cubs when you've got a bullpen game going with the other team. Here comes the 0-2 delivery to Happ. That's high and outside, 1-2.
Yeah, the challenge is, okay, so with your lineup, what do you do? If you do have a matchup lineup or a platoon situation, what do you do? As of right now, for counts, he's really played almost the same lineup. That pitch misses high. He's played a lot of the same lineup, in particular against the right-handed starting pitchers. It's been the same lineup. Bushy has played first. Pretty much the lineup has been what it is. And, now that you get, lefty-righty situation as the game progresses, in this point of the season, he's played a lot of the same lineup. But with the lefties, at least Wisdom has gotten some at-bats, and so has David Bodie.
That last pitch up high to Happ, so he's gone from an 0-2 count to a full count. Happ digs in. Salmon sets at the belt. Here comes the payoff pitch. That's low and inside, ball 4. A one-out walk for Happ and the Cubs here in the 5th with the Tigers up 1-0.
Good at-bat for Ian. Good long at-bat. And now the Cubs need something good to happen here. Michael Busch coming to the plate. His last at-bat, Salmon had a hard time pitching to him. Everything was up and in. And he was not trying to knock him down. It was off-speed pitches that he kept throwing up and in.
Lefty-lefty matchup with Happ at first. Busch waits. Here's the pitch. He swings and fists one to left. It'll drop in for a base hit in front of Green. So now the Cubs threatening. Men at first and second after the single by Busch the other way, and it'll bring up Seiya Suzuki.
This little fastball down and in, and Michael just does a good job of staying inside this ball, not trying to pull it, and just dumps it into short left for a base knock. And now Cubs need a big swing of the bat from Seiya.
That'll bring out the pitching coach, Chris Fetter, to have a conversation with Salmons, and the rest of the Tigers infield joins along. Cubs have men at first and second, just one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail by 1. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. Seiya Suzuki due up, as Coom mentioned. He's the designated hitter tonight. And designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or their Elmhurst and Lisle showrooms. It just occurred to me we have yet to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game tonight, Coom.
There you go. Make your guess.
And we better do it quickly. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I'm going to go 35,500.
32,000 for me.
Okay, and our engineer Paul Zerang going 34,222. We got the Hall of Famers guess in the 6th inning. I don't think they're going to announce the attendance before he makes his guess. All right, here we go. Salmons to Suzuki with men at first and second and 1 away. The pitch. That's in there for strike, going 1. Seiya walked in the first and flied out to right in the 3rd. An excellent catch by Vierling along the sidewall. Here's the 0-1. Seiya looks at strike 2. That was a changeup.
First pitch slider hit the inside corner. Then they go at the change. Two pretty good pitches. That last one right at the knees. Middle of the plate, but at the knees.
Happ at second. Bush at first. One down. Bottom five. 1-0 Detroit. Suzuki at the plate with an 0-2 count. Right-handed batter extends the hands high over home plate. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 away.
Pitch up top of the zone. Little backdoor cutter high. Suzuki, it was borderline whether it was a strike or a ball, but Suzuki chases this one a little tardy on that last one, and Evans gets the punch out.
So 2 on, 2 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cody Bellinger, the Cubs cleanup man at the plate. Left-handed batter against the lefty Salmons, who looks at second. That's where Happ is. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Bellinger is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in the first. Upright stance, very little bend at the knees. The 0-1 delivery is outside, 1-1. It's kind of quiet here at Wrigley Field at the moment. Wind blowing in. Bellinger waits. The 1-1 delivery is pulled down the right field line. This will drop and roll all the way to the wall. Happ comes in to score. Around third and racing home is Bush. On his way to third is Bellinger, and now he's caught in a rundown between second and third, and he is tagged out. That is out number 3, but the Cubs take the lead on the 2-run double by Cody Bellinger. They have a 2-1 advantage over the Tigers after 5 innings of play. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Cody Bellinger here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease the Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
If you're an adult with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you have options with Entyvio. For maintenance therapy, you and your doctor can choose between intravenous infusion or the Entyvio pen, a self-administered injection under the skin you can take at home or on the go. Discover your options at Entyvio.com. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Ask your healthcare provider about Entyvio.
Trends may come and go, but clear vision will always be in style. So for the first day of school, start your kids off with fresh new glasses so they're feeling good and seeing great. Just visit PearlVision.com to schedule an eye exam and get free lenses for kids. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP.
Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Dennis Schneiderman from Skokie, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $600. If a Northsider hits a home run this inning, you can enter with the QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Dennis. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings. That's Woodman's. Pat?
Zach, thank you. We go to inning number 6. Cubs lead 2-1 after that ringing 2-run double by Cody Bellinger into the right field corner. Both Ian Happ and Michael Bush scampering across the plate. And the Cubs have their first lead of the game, 2-1. Lights have taken full effect. Javier Assad still in the game, facing Matt Vierling. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fly ball, left center, very playable. Routine, in fact, for Pete Crow Armstrong, and that's out number 1. Assad working in the 6th inning of a ball game for the first time in 4 starts. Last time he worked this deep was the 28th of July in Kansas City. But it's a good sign that he is still strong and still in the game and now with the lead, so he has a chance to be the winning pitcher. Cubs on top 2-1 in the 6th. Kerry Carpenter takes ball 1. The 89th pitch of the game for Assad is taken down low, 2-0. And now time called by the catcher, Miguel Amaya.
And Pat, we need your attendance guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game.
Zach, I am going to say 33,833. All threes except the middleman. 33833.
All right, all the guesses are in tonight.
Find out how we did a bit later. Big 2-run double by Bellinger. That's a reminder. As Assad works on Carpenter. Here's a bouncer toward the middle of the diamond, fielded by Swanson. He'll throw to first in time. And that's out number 2. 2 base hits by the Cubs. Doubles are sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport. Bellinger 2 for 3 in the game. And Ron, he really is a very effective hitter against left-handed pitching, which not many left-handed batters can say.
Yeah, no, he does a very good job. He quiets down his swing, his stroke to the baseball. Gets shorter with the left-hander on the mound, and he's been outstanding. He uses the whole field. He had a little breaking ball at last time and hooked it down into the right field corner. But we've seen him hit a lot of balls the other way for base hits.
Colt Keith, left-handed hitter, will slap one foul down the left field line out of play.
And we need your attendance guess, Patrick, for the attendance game tonight.
I actually did give it just a moment ago while you had stepped away. I am
89,000, is that what?
71,412. I'm sure I'll be very close.
Yeah. You might be a winner tonight. Might not, but you might.
Here comes the 1-2 to Colt Keith, and it's taken outside for a ball. Runs batted in, you say? Somebody must have said it sometime.
Yeah, Uh-huh.
Runs batted in by the Cubs, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Now the 2-2 to Keith. Wrapped on the ground, one hop off the glove of Horner into right. It ate him up. And that's going to be a single, I would think. A sharp one-hopper. As an infielder, you kind of freeze, and then you think, I've got to back up a little bit to get a more convenient bounce, and sometimes you just don't get back soon enough to react to the ball, Ron.
Yeah, you start backpedaling a little bit, but the ball's absolutely scorched, so you really, you don't have much time to do anything, and as you said, that ball ate Nico up.
That's going to be all for Javier Assad. He'll get a nice ovation as he leaves. Let's listen to the crowd here for a few seconds. It is his game to win if the bullpen can hang on. Pitching changes by the Cubs. Those are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs, James Hardy. Cubs 2, Tigers 1. We're in the 6th inning with 2 down. When we come back, on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Anything can happen anytime in any game right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
Ready to transform your space from drab to fab? Look no further than your neighborhood Benjamin Moore store. They're your partners in paint perfection, offering a kaleidoscope of quality colors and finishes from bold to subtle. Their paints are designed to impress and endure. Their expert team provides personalized guidance every step of the way, ensuring your project shines. Whether you're a pro or a DIY enthusiast, let Benjamin Moore bring your vision to life. Ignite your creativity today and visit BenjaminMoore.com for a location near you.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Dry Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Bottom of the 8th inning in the Bronx, Guardians and Yankees tied at 3. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge go back-to-back for the Yankees. Top of the 9th, the Orioles lead the Mets 7-5. Anthony Santander, home run number 37, a 2-run shot. Pat?
All right, Zach, thanks. Back to live action. Check swing looper, shallow right, falling in for a base hit off the bat of Torkelson. Racing to third with 2 down is Keith. An excuse me swing on the first offering by Tyson Miller. That's just bad luck from a Cubs standpoint right there.
Yeah, a little check swing, and this gets dumped out into short right center field. There's, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That's exactly what that was.
So now the tying run is at third. Go-ahead run at first. 2 outs in the inning. Jace Young, a left-handed batter, will take high from Tyson Miller. The runner at third is the responsibility of the starter, Assad. The tall, long-legged right-hander Miller coming back. Breaking ball catches the inside corner.
Good sweeping hook. Starts out away and ends up down and in. Double plays turned by the Cubs tonight. They're sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today at Nissan.
Or on Blueberry Hill. Here's a pitch outside, and the count 2-1 on Jace Young.
Now, did you ever find your thrill on Blueberry Hill?
It's getting very personal, Ron.
It's 11 years. I'm kind of getting used to it.
2 balls and a strike. I did have a bowl of blueberries for lunch. If that
well, that's a thrill.
Changes it was for me. Nice and fresh. Okay, where were we? 2-1. Cubs lead. We're in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Pop fly foul and back out of play. The Cubs count on Granger's help to keep Wrigley Field running. To get the products you need, call clickgranger.com or stop by. Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. 2 outs, 2 on. Cubs leading 2-1. Both of these teams desperate for wins right now. And the 2-2. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. That's strike 3. Breaking ball got him. DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire, made the call by himself. He did not seek any help. And the inning comes to an end. Good job by Miller. No runs for the Tigers. It's on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs 2, Detroit 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Pete Crow Armstrong here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, fantasy football fans, this is Faraz from Upper Hand Fantasy. We're here 5 times a week to get you ready for your fantasy football drafts with top-notch insights. Get the upper hand on your fantasy football season. Follow and listen to Upper Hand Fantasy on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you need windows, you need Climate Guard. We've been making windows in Chicago for over 45 years. Purchase with confidence, backed by our price match guarantee. Great financing available. Visit ClimateGuardWindows.com today to schedule a free in-home estimate.
Join Chicago baseball legend Ozzie Guillen at the Rincon Family Services 2024 Swing for Support for Mental Health Golf Outing, September 30th at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club in Lamont.
This is the best fans. I love you.
Ozzie's raising funds for mental health, all while enjoying a day of golf, including dinner.
Go playing golf and you're going to like it.
Sponsorship packages are available, and there's a 140 golfer capacity, so get your spot now. Go to og13.org. Together, we can create a positive change and support Rincon Family Services.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
Isaac Paredes is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Pat?
All right, Zach. Isaac Paredes will lead off the Cubs' sixth inning. Cubs on top 2-1. A two-run double by Cody Bellinger. The difference in the game. First pitch from Salmons is in there for a strike. And the left-hander coming back. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2.
Salmons gave up the two-run double to Bellinger, but for a bullpen game, they've had a couple guys go, at least 50 to 60 pitches. Salmons now at next pitch will be pitch number 60.
And the 0-2. Swinging a chopper foul. Ron, you mentioned earlier the Tigers tentatively are planning to use a so-called opener beginning every game in this series tonight and tomorrow night, and then the series finale on Thursday. And it's a trend that I didn't really see coming. How about you?
No, I didn't either, and I'm not a fan of it, but I understand it sometimes. Sometimes it's just, you can't get away from it or can't get around it, but
swinging a foul at the plate by Paredes.
I think it makes it, to start a game, I think that's tough to not be a starter and then be asked to go out there and start a ball game. It's just a different mindset, a different way of going about it. But, there are teams that are doing it. Tampa made it pretty popular years ago.
Paredes has popped out and flied to left. The 0-2 to Isak. Popped up foul and back out of play. Cubs baseball is sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger. Now the 0-2 from Salmons. Breaking ball is outside 1-2.
And pitch clock reminder. Pitch clock violations powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game.
Tigers got their run way back in the second. Fly ball to deep left field. Pretty well hit, but it's playable for Green. On a different night, maybe. Not tonight. The ball fell into the glove of Green about 20 feet shy of the warning track in straightaway left field.
Yeah, pretty well struck, hit high, and the high fly ball when the wind is blowing in, as most Cub fans know, isn't going to go anywhere. That's what happened. Safe at the plate tonight. That's sponsored by Grainger. Think safety, think Grainger.
Here's Nico Horner. If Nico can get on, he might be able to steal a bag in a spot like this. He pulls the ground ball foul. Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Stella Blue Coffee, the official coffee sponsor of Cubs Radio. Big thank you to Stella Blue and Barstool Big Cat. And we've got some coffee right here in our booth that we drink all of the time before and during games. Delicious. Big Cat Blend, Electric Avenue, positive vibes. And the pitch on the way. The 1-1 is in there for a strike. And for those of you that are pet lovers, dogs, cats, with each purchase of Stella Blue Coffee, proceeds go to Paws Chicago, helping pets in the Chicagoland area. Horner twice has flied out to right. Cubs lead 2-1, sixth inning. Nico hits another pop fly into shallow right. This time the second baseman, Keith, will make an easy grab. 2 down, nobody on. Cubs lead 2-1, sixth inning. And the batter, Dansby Swanson.
That been a pretty nice pitch, and the last pitch to Nico up and in the strike zone, but up and in right underneath the hands. Tough pitch to clear out of there for the right-handed hitter.
Dansby takes a backdoor curve for a call strike. Tigers have not been back to the postseason since 2014. Deep drive to left off the bat of Swanson. It's got a chance. Gone. Dansby Swanson, a long home run to left. And the Cubs now lead 3-1. We got all of that one.
Wind or no wind, that's going to be a home run. That's a line drive rocket to straight left field in that shortest part of the ballpark in left field, just to the left center field side of the well. But it really didn't matter because that ball goes up at least halfway up the bleachers, even into the wind by Dansby. Big swing of the bat for the Cubs.
Cubs now have a 2-run lead. Number 10 for Swanson, his 42nd run batted in. And the Cubs now enjoy a 3-1 advantage. Pete Crow Armstrong pops it up foul over near the stands. It's out of play near the Cubs' third base dugout. Another hefty home run. Sponsored by, you guessed it, Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Boy, on nights like this where you know runs are going to be scarce with the wind blowing in, it's even more important to get an insurance run like the Cubs just did. Fly ball to shallow left. Green will make the catch, but the homer by Swanson increases the Cubs' advantage to 3-1 over the Tigers as we go to the 7th inning on The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
What is chronic migraine? It's 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox, onabotulinum-toxin-A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not approved for adults with migraine who have 14 or fewer headache days a month. Ask your doctor about Botox.
Botox is a prescription medicine injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Talk to your doctor and visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
With Dansby Swanson's home run in the 6th inning, we want to congratulate Dennis Schneiderman from Skokie, who just won $600 in gift cards courtesy of Woodman's. Service and savings, that's Woodman's. Pat?
Very good, Zach. We go to inning number 7. Tyson Miller able to work out of a 2-out, 2-on jam in the 6th. Dylan Dingler getting quite an ovation as he steps in. Must be a lot of the Dingler relatives perhaps in the audience. We'll have to see where Dylan is from. Here comes the 1-0. There might have been another reason for the cheer. Possible. I mean, it's an option.
You never know.
1 ball and 1 strike on Dingler. Dingler singled to drive in the Tigers' only run in the 2nd. He hits a high fly ball to left center. It will not carry. Pete Crow Armstrong comes in and slaps the leather on it for out number 1. And then I think a very big inning for Javier Assad run was the 5th. At that point, the Cubs still trailed 1-0, and Dingler led off the inning with a triple. And yet he never scored because Assad struck out the next 3 men. So they never did take more than a 1-run lead, and that turned out to be a very important thing.
Huge deal in the game. Punches out 3 in a row after the leadoff triple.
Here's Javier Baez taking a wild swing at a breaking ball about a foot outside.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Baez has struck out twice. He takes outside.
And we had the Invesco guys in the booth tonight, so it was very nice to meet them. Welcome to Wrigley, and I'm sure they're having a great time downstairs here at the ball game.
Here comes the 1-1, a swing and a miss by Baez. We'll pass along a station ID if we have time after this next pitch. Cubs lead 3-1, 7th inning. With 1 away, the pitch to Baez. Down low, 10 for ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Baez takes way outside, seeing a steady diet of breaking balls. Javier spent parts of 8 seasons with the Cubs. Traded to the Mets in 2021. Returning to Wrigley for the first time tonight. The 3-2. Baez swings and misses, strike 3. He strikes out for the 3rd time in the game. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And Parker Meadows is the batter.
Well, Javi with that big leg kick, seen a lot of breaking balls. And, his timing with all that leg kick and everything is just very difficult to stay on time. He's seeing breaking balls that he's out in front of and not swinging at strikes. And then the fastball inside, the leg kick is up, and he's tardy on the fastball in. Very difficult way to maintain a consistent approach at the plate. Right now, Javi's struggling.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. You can stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once. Parker Meadows looking at a strike, 1-1. 7th inning stretch coming up, sponsored by Volvo Plug-in Hybrid Vehicles, electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more. Swinging a foul back, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Big chop slowly hit to a charging Horner at second. Short hop, shovels to first in time. Never did touch the ball with the bare hand. Gloved it and then just shoveled it right out of the glove to Bush at first. About a 30-foot shovel in time to get his man. Beautiful play by Horner. Nothing for the Tigers in the 7th. Cubs lead 3-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch. The late, great Harry Carey on the video board. Harry, take it away.
Rolling loud. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey!
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, enjoy less sunscreen smell and more new car smell. Less sand stuck in between toes and more foot on pedal. less suitcase packing, and more cargo space. Make room for more than just memories this summer with a Lexus SUV. Find offers on select SUVs at the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event. But hurry, the opportunity ends September 3rd. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Miguel Amaya will lead off the Cubs' 7th inning. Swings away and fouls away. The first offering by the right-hander Shelby Miller. Miller has had quite a career. Starting pitcher, bullpen man. He's been traded around. He's been let go. Still pitching in the big leagues, though, Ron.
That's exactly right. Always had a good arm.
Miller working on Amaya. Miguel hits a high pop fly, shallow right center. And the right fielder comes over. Veerling made the catch, and that's out number 1. Cubs on top 3-1, and the batter now is Ian Happ. Here's a quick trivia question for you and Zach. The Tigers have not made the postseason since 2014, matching what other team for the Major League's longest active postseason drought? One other team has not been back since 2014 either. One away, Ian Happ pulls a sharp ground ball glove by Torkelson, and he'll make the play unassisted at first. Pretty good play by Torkelson, out number 2.
Okay. Zach, you got a guess? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
What about the Colorado Rockies?
It's a good guess, but it's not right.
Okay.
Now, I can keep an eye on you, Ronnie. You're right next to me. Now, Zach is known to create some clandestine operations. Michael Bush, the batter. Not that I don't trust Zach.
Well, I don't want to guess because as you were giving the question, I fired up the Google machine, not knowing that you would be asking me the question. So I don't want to guess.
So you're not.
So you've already cheated. Is that what you're saying? He called you out on it?
It is the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
They and the Tigers have not been back to the postseason since 2014. And those are the 2 longest active droughts.
Which makes sense because, you think about over the last 10 years, right? We're in 24. If you were to say who has been the best player during that entire time, who would you say that would be?
Maybe Miguel Cabrera.
Okay.
Certainly one of them.
Yep. What about the other team? That has
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Yeah, it's
right?
a good point.
You think and you go, the fans have been unable to see a guy like Mike Trout and Miguel Cabrera play, right? And to not see Trout play in the playoffs and see what he would do is kind of a shame. Right?
It really is, but
that's the way it goes.
I think that kind of tells you something about the game. One guy cannot do it.
That's right.
You can't keep giving the same guy, like a running back, you can't let him carry the ball 40 times. Ground ball toward the middle, broken back glove by Keith, and he'll throw to first in time. And in basketball, you got to let everyone take their shots.
That's right.
In baseball. Anyway, 3 up, 3 down. We go to inning number 8. Cubs 3, Tigers 1. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Mully and Haw. Mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Hey, fantasy football fans, do you want to be the owner who was doing a cram session the night before the draft? I didn't think so. You need to start your prep now. This is Faraz from Upper Hand Fantasy. Zach and I are here to get you ready for your fantasy football drafts with insights and advice. From sleepers to busts, we've got you covered and give you the upper hand on your friends. Today is the day to start getting ready for the draft. So join us and stay ahead of the competition. Follow and listen to Upper Hand Fantasy on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Springfield's new untested law is, according to the Chicago Tribune, sowing unilateral chaos, creating grief and maybe extra costs for Illinoisans. The state is making credit and debit cards a hassle to use and $1 million giveaway to corporate megastores. We must listen to trusted voices like the Tribune, who wrote, Springfield should repeal this act and think again. Act now at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
We invented short stature corn. Then we perfected it. These one-of-a-kind hybrids are derived from the latest, most superior corn genetics from one of the industry's largest breeding programs. For maximum performance, choose our MX Series corn by Stein.
The only way to be your best self is with your best help. When you have a health partner who doesn't just treat part of you, they care for all of you. At Advocate Healthcare, we're helping more people feel better than ever by making care easier, more accessible, and more complete than ever before, so that you can enjoy more of the moments you love. That's what it means to live meaningfully, to live joyfully, to live fully with Advocate Healthcare.
League leaders are sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals leads the majors in batting average, hitting .351.
Drew Smiley, Zach, the veteran left-hander, the new man on the mound. First pitch in there for a strike to Riley Green. What else you got?
Aaron Judge leads the league in home runs and RBIs, 45 and 112.
Wow. Still in August. Strike two to Riley Green. Veerling on deck, and then Carpenter. Lefty against lefty. Smiley's 0-2. In the dust for a ball. Cubs pitching changes. Those are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Smiley, the long-legged lefty, fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Knuckle curve that ended up down near the dust. And that's out number one. Green out on strikes.
Excellent pitch. Knuckle curve ball starts out in the zone. Ends up right at the shoe tops for strike three.
Cubs lead 3-1. First out in the inning. Sponsored by Xfinity. You can stream sports with Xfinity all day and all night long. The reason is it's only live once. Matt Veerling, a right-handed batter, lines a base hit down the left field line. Over to pick it up is Happ, backhands it and gets it back in. A one-out single, and the Tigers get the tying run to the plate.
And managers' challenges and instant replays, they're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Tommy Hotovy will head out to the mound. 1 out, 1 on. The right-handed batter due up is Carpenter. And I think he's going to leave the game for a pinch batter. This is going to be Ibanez.
Yes, a little scouting report on Ibanez.
Andy Ibanez. So he'll pinch hit for Carpenter here.
And with the Cubs' heart of the lineup, sponsored by Southwest Airlines, book a low fare today at southwest.com.
Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Okay, tying run at the plate. Ibanez hitting .265. Does have 4 home runs in 166 at-bats. And the pitch on the way to Ibanez is outside. He's got a large orange sleeve on his right forearm. And now the 1-0 from Smiley to Ibanez. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Boy, excellent two-seam fastball running away from Ibanez right at the outside corner. But Smiley right over the top with that fastball. Excellent pitch.
Catch of the game. I'm going to say that play by Nico where he went glove to glove. Never touched the ball barehanded to retire a batter in the last inning. Ibanez fouls it back. 1-2.
Yeah, can't do it much better than that.
Beautiful. That takes practice.
Yeah.
Shoveling it without touching it with your bare hand. There's a touch involved, and you've got to have just the right touch, or else you will either hold on to it too long or you'll flip it over the guy's head if you're not careful. And yes, I've done both. Here comes the 1-2. On the way to Ibanez. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Out number 2. But when you're a young little leaguer, Ron, and you're watching the big leaguers, you want to try to emulate them and do the cool things that they do.
That's right.
But you really do have to practice certain things.
Yeah, that is a skill. And for guys in the big leagues, the one thing you realize when you get to this level, the infielders, they're very, very particular about their glove.
First pitch down low to Colt Keith.
And I don't think I've ever met an infielder that wasn't. And that's part of it. You get a certain glove, and you want to know exactly how the ball plays when it gets in your glove, if it's in the palm. For the middle infielders, that they're going to use the glove to shovel the ball, maybe. And that's exactly what Nico did there. Took that ground ball and then just, remember the game Flip we used to play all the time? Remember that game? And that used to teach you how to get the ball in your glove, but use your glove instead of your bare hand.
Keith, the tying run, choking up a little bit. The lefty Smiley deals. The ball fouled on the ground right side. I'm looking at Nico's glove. It's I would say a little bit bigger than the glove. One of the guys I used to watch when I went to the big league park when I was 9, 10, 11 years old was Bill Mazeroski of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had a tiny glove.
Tiny little second baseman's glove, yep.
Nico's is a little larger, but I think with that tiny glove, it might be a little easier because you just kind of catch it and open your mitt. And when it's a small glove, it would be easier to open, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. And the other thing, too, is it was designed that way for the pivot at second base because really you don't catch the ball. It's almost like just a transfer.
Swing and a miss by Colt Keith, 1-2. Absolutely. Without video, you almost couldn't even see the ball stop.
Right.
As he touched it, it would just be in his glove, and next thing you know, the ball was going to first base.
It's almost like like he misdirects the ball. It comes one way, and he directs it the other way.
It was lightning fast.
Yep.
And that's another thing that takes a lot of practice, over and over and over. Now the 1-2. Down low, runner goes, throw to second base, and not in time. The ball goes into center field, but the runner will hold at second base. Veerling is at second after a stolen base. Not a stolen base, it's a wild pitch.
Wild pitch, there you go. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers tonight. They're sponsored by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
Cubs leading 3-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. 2 down, a man at second. Smiley trying to end this inning right now. The 2-2 pitch to Colt Keith. Check swing, strike 3. The ball in the dirt. Amaya throws to first to formalize out number 3, and that retires the side. Tigers do not score, leave 1 on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 3, Detroit 1. On the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
You can give it a little swirl. Yes.
The sounds of Bourbon City. Plan yourself at Go to Louisville
Hey, fantasy football owners, I'm Matt Harmon.
And what's cracking? I'm James Coe. Join us on Reception Perception as we dive deep into wide receivers, the position that will make or break your fantasy team.
Follow and listen to Reception Perception on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking for a tequila that puts tradition above trends? Raise a glass of Lunazul. Lunazul tequila is made with 100% Blue Weber agave and no extras. No celebrity endorsements, no vanilla additives. Just real, authentic flavor that's sure to make a statement. Because great tequila speaks for itself, and those who know look to Luna. Lunazul Tequila, Bardstown, Kentucky. 40% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely.
All your insurance policies and documents in the palm of your hand.
Just at the push of a button.
Your policy ID card.
And request roadside assistance with GPS Connect. Download the Magnum Insurance app today. Magnum Insurance.
Making your life easier.
Join Chicago baseball legend Ozzie Guillen at the Rincon Family Services 2024 Swing for Support for Mental Health Golf Outing, September 30th at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club in Lamont.
This is the best fans. I love you.
Ozzie's raising funds for mental health, all while enjoying a day of golf, including dinner.
Go playing golf and you're going to like it.
Sponsorship packages are available, and there's a 140 golfer capacity, so get your spot now. Go to og13.org. Together, we can create a positive change and support Rincon Family Services.
Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard. Fueled by Citgo Dry Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Finals on the board. The Brewers edge the Cardinals 3-2 in St. Louis. William Contreras had 3 hits for Milwaukee, including an RBI double.
Seiya Suzuki will take a strike. Zach, what else you got?
The Pirates shut out the Rangers 4-0 as Mitch Keller wins his 11th. The Braves a 3-1 victory over the Phillies. Marcell Ozuna hit his 37th home run for Atlanta.
Fouled away. The count 0-2.
Anthony Santander with a 2-run home run, his 37th. Orioles beat the Mets 9-5. The Blue Jays a 10-3 drubbing of the Reds. George Springer with a 2-homer game.
Suzuki has walked, flied to the warning track and right, and struck out. He swings and misses strike 3. Out number 1 here in the 8th inning. Anything else, Zach?
The Rockies beat the Nationals, Pat, 3-1. It was the Diamondbacks 3 and the Marlins 1. Corbin Carroll hit his 14th home run. And then there are a bunch of games in progress. Top 11, Guardians and Yankees are tied at 3. Red Sox and Astros even at 5 after 7 innings of play. The Angels on top of the Royals 7-3 in the last of the 7.
Bellinger will take a strike.
Bottom 4, Rays and A's are scoreless in Oakland. The Padres strike first, a 1-0 lead over the Twins in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Giants have a 1-0 lead over the White Sox, middle 3.
Bellinger swings and misses. Thanks to Zach Zaidman for his fine work. Here it is, 3-1 Cubs, bottom of the 8th. The man at the plate, Cody Bellinger, has the game's biggest hit. A 2-out, 2-run double into the right field corner back in the 5th inning. He lines one softly toward the middle, fielded by the shortstop Baez, and is thrown to first just in time. Bellinger hustling out by an eyelash, and that's out number 2. Craig Counsell pondering whether or not to challenge that call at first.
Yeah, Javi had to use every bit of that strong arm that he has to get Belly at first. Belly hits this ball kind of a 3/4 swing, but he's off and running as he hits the ball in very close play. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today, Pat.
Isaac Paredes will take a strike as Zach was giving the scores about Atlanta. They suffered another blow. Austin Riley suffered a broken bone in his right hand. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. He would only return if they go deep into the postseason. He's done for the regular year. So their 6 straight division titles certainly in jeopardy. They've also lost Ronald Acuna Jr. and their pitching ace Spencer Strider. Both are out for the season. At some point, you just wonder how many blows you can take and still survive.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Here's the 0-2. Ground ball to first, fielded by Torkelson. Unassisted play ends the inning. Okay, fasten the seatbelts. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 3, Tigers 1. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Busy days and long to-do lists. Don't forget about your eyes. Pearl Vision has stylish frames from brands like Dolce & Gabbana, Michael Kors, and more. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule your eye exam and get 40% off lenses. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
Moving day means you're in for a big transition. CubeSmart makes self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, we put the focus on you. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
This season, the W is going to new heights. And that means the Queens are ready to take it to court and the court. Welcome to Queens of the Court, an Odyssey original podcast. I'm your girl, Cheryl Swoops. And I'm Jordan Robinson. All WNBA season long, you can count on us to bring you interviews with some of your favorite WNBA stars, analysis of all teams, and hot takes you can only find in this courtroom. Listen to Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast presented by AT&T on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Six Flags Great America's biggest sale of the year is here. For 2 weeks only, save up to 70% on daily tickets, 2025 season passes, and more. With a season pass, you'll get access to Fright Fest, presented by Snickers, featuring brand new haunted houses, and enjoy events like Oktoberfest and Kids Brew Fest. Plus, coming in 2025, Wrath of Rakshasa, a massive record-breaking dive coaster. Don't wait. Our biggest sale of the year ends Labor Day. Visit sixflags.com to buy now. Restrictions apply.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Pat?
Porter Hodge out to nail it down for the Chicago Cubs. Ninth inning, Cubs 3, Tigers 1. First pitch to Torkelson is low and inside, ball 1. Torkelson with a couple of hits. He'll be followed by Jace Young and Dylan Dingler. Line drive, base hit, left center in the gap, going all the way to the vines. It'll be a leadoff double for Spencer Torkelson.
And that's ball well struck into the gap. So the Cubs will have to try to get out of this ninth inning. That extra run really looks big now.
Absolutely. The catch of the game. Nico Horner's defense, he turned that dazzling double play earlier, and then the shovel glove-to-glove play later. One of those could easily be called the catch of the game, maybe both. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at catchdesmoines.com.
And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers, sponsored by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. That ball's chopped foul. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
Young is 1 for 3 in the game. Hodge ahead in the count, 0-2. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. The delivery taken high for a ball.
And every stolen base this season, sponsored by Turo Tire. They will make a donation to keeping families covered. Turo Tire.
Cubs trying to get to within 2 games of 500. Here's the 1-2. Fastball just barely high. Didn't miss by much.
Got home right at the top of the zone, just away, just missed. Good job framing that pitch by Amaya behind home plate.
Breaking ball, strike 3 call. A backdoor curveball, slightly delayed call by DJ Rayburn. The umpire had to take a good long look at it and then said, yes, sirree, strike 3.
Yeah, a little backdoor hook, and this goes right back to Amaya doing a good job of framing this pitch. This ball's a little bit away, but he does a great job of catching and holding that ball right on the corner, and he gets the call.
Dylan Dingler, the batter, he represents the tying run.
And the hardest working player of the game, sponsored by Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. How about Javier Assad today? 5 2/3, Pat 6 hits, but 7 punch outs, and he is in line to get the win.
Swing and a miss. A vanishing breaking ball, 0-2. Ron, you are the winner in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. The actual figure, 31,119. Ron Coomer is the winner. And the 0-2. Pop fly, right side, easy play for Horner. This is going to be out number 2. 2 gone, Tigers down to their last chance. And you knew it would be Javier Baez, right?
Absolutely.
It is.
Well, you can hear some of the crowd chanting Javi. They love them some Javi when he was playing here for the Cubs. It's one of them things.
The pitch to Baez off the inside. Baez, 0 for 3, has struck out 3 consecutive times.
You do not want to hang a breaking ball inner half to Baez in this at-bat. That's his hot spot.
The 1-0, swing and a miss. He was definitely thinking long ball with that swing, Ron.
Yeah, he was thinking Waveland Avenue.
Porter Hodge trying to nail down the save. The 1-1 is down low for a ball. At our best moment of the game, I'm going to say the 2-run double by Cody Bellinger in the 5th inning. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Loyola Medicine. The 2-1 from Hodge. Baez swings and misses. It's 2-2, Ron. What's on your mind?
I think you stay with that same pitch. He has not put that slider in play today. You have to stay away and stay away from the inner half with the slider. You got to throw it away.
The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. Cubs win it. It was in the dirt, necessitating a throw by Amaya to first to make the 3rd out official. Baez strikes out for the 4th time in the game, and the Cubs win game 1 in this series by a score of 3-1.
Now, big ball game for the Cubs. Cubs needed it, and the guys did a good job throwing the baseball. I was really happy as we were talking at the break going into